Dixie Doggers TV presents episode 38.
You need the mic for that.
We're fueled by Showtime Dog Food. If you want your stud dog, your kennel, or your business advertised at the beginning of this, you can contact us at DixieDoggersO1@gmail.com or call 205-388-2558. Well, hello there.
How's everybody doing?
This is Joey and Nathan.
Yeah, Dixie Doggers podcast
Down here at the dog pound.
at the dog pound.
Right behind the dog pound.
Yeah.
Right in front of the scrap yard.
Yeah, we are just in the lovely part of town.
Yes, the best part in the world and one of the best places in the world because we're alive and we're here.
We're on this side of the dirt.
Exactly. Okay, so usually at the beginning of these, a lot of times we'll just jump right into it, start discussing whatever. We've got there's a few topics that I want to discuss today, but there's a few other items on there as well. One item is our social media stuff. Mm-hmm. We have never really been like real big on the social media. We're, me, especially with the technology deal. Nate, Nate's, he's extremely busy all the time. I'm busy. Good friend of ours, he brought up about us doing, some more stuff on like TikTok, taking little snippets of what we're doing now, especially like when we got just little goofy interactions or say something stupid or something quirky or something goofy, whatever.
Stuff between takes that doesn't really fit the narrative.
And there's a lot of raw footage or footage that a lot of people don't get to see that's hilarious. And some of it is maybe not 100% kosher for everybody. That's why we have a Patreon account too, on our YouTube stuff. So, if you're interested in that type of thing there, you can definitely get to see some behind the scenes stuff, if you join and do that. Most anything that we get, if it's monetary from anyone for anything, I always give it to somebody else. Mm-hmm. We always give it to somebody in some form, shape, or fashion. We're not doing this for money. That's been a big topic here lately, is some people running their mouth about, Boars N Broads, they're doing this for money. Texas Tusk or whoever.
If you reimburse
Dixie Doggers, whatever.
Any monetization you get, then how are you making any money?
Nobody's making no fucking money doing all this. Come on now. For real. Get over that. You ain't making no millions of dollars off damn nothing doing this. If you get a hat made to buy a good hat, ball cap, and get it embroidered and everything, you'll have almost $20 in it, and you sell it for $25. Sometimes you don't sell it for $20. Yeah. Okay, so where's the money being made? That's it. That's what you got in it. You're not doing none of that. I just wanted to address that right there because there's a lot of people out here that's doing it. Turn that coffee cup around. Okay, so that's on YouTube. Like, we got coffee cup, we got ink pens, all stuff. That's our stuff. That's the stuff that's our brand. I've got cups made. Look at that. We got a nice 30-ounce tumbler, laser leather. They hooked us up. Got hats, got patches on them and all that. And guess what? It's my money that comes out of my pocket, out of my bank account that started all this to produce all this. So if you want it and you want some of this stuff like our brand and stuff, basically you just pay me back. You know what I'm saying? But I give away tons of stuff all the time. Carter, Ryan, those guys do so much for their communities and for the hog baying community and the hog hunting community.
There's very few people that I'd say
there's just
we do business relationships with that aren't some sort of a leader or aspiring to being a leader in the community. Because I know, like with Ryan, he's a volunteer firefighter. Carter, he's a kids or a youth wrestling coach. Jacob Matheson, he's a youth wrestling coach.
Yeah, a lot.
Every restaurant we went on with Jacob, he met some kid that he coached and went and talked to their parents, and he was going and recruiting people constantly.
And there's been times that we wanted to go hunt, and like Carter and Ryan both, they were busy fighting fires, coaching kids. And I'm not just saying that because I know those guys, but I can say that because I do know those guys. I'm not just running my damn mouth on Facebook or TikTok or whatever the hell it is, whatever kind of social media platform. And that's one reason why I never wanted to get into that a whole lot. But that's the way it is now. That's why everybody communicates. Yeah. So I don't see what the big issue is. You got a guy that had brought up a topic of making money off that, but yet run a guide service. And I'm not just picking on one guy. There's a multitude. There's a bunch of them. And
there's always like information that we don't know and that everybody else doesn't know. That's why your opinion is typically not a fact, is because you don't have all the information.
And one thing, if y'all notice right now, Nathan's kind of caught off guard on some of this because we didn't discuss a damn bit of it.
Yeah, I just told him. I don't know what's going on at all. Exactly. I'm really just trying to.
See, I got all this shit wrote down right here.
Yep.
And I said, this is going to be a topic that we're going to do. Like a title. And the title is What Makes a Hunt.
Sorry, my opinions aren't more well polished.
This is what I think of daily and nightly. Yeah. Because once you get older, a lot of times your days and nights just run together.
And they're starting to.
And exactly, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're older. I don't mean like because I'm 25 years old and you're 22. It's hard being a dad at 25 and you're being 22 because I'm young. Yeah. But it's your mentality and your maturity level. As that grows, you grow, business grows, life grows. It's just a continual loop. And then sooner or later, you just wake up, open your eyes, you do it, go to sleep, wake up.
Fuck, I'm old.
Yes, it just happens. So with that, there's not enough time to piss and moan and bitch and complain because somebody's doing something different than you're doing. Hey, don't do what they're doing if you don't like it. I'm so busy,
I don't know 90% of what other people do.
Not exactly. Well, exactly. And the thing about it, it's not that we're not paying attention. We pay attention to who helps us, support who supports you.
Exactly.
And that goes to anybody that's on our social media, anybody that messages us, that does business with us, whether it's buying a lead or a collar, or just coming by and talking, or buying some of that badass Showtime dog food. Or if you're buying Southern Cross cut gear from us, or if you need some Dan's Briar-Proof clothing, or we're also an authorized garment dealer if you need some of that stuff. You don't have to be like that. You can just stop and talk to us. That you support who supports you.
We're all on the same team, but we're still individual players of the
exactly.
team.
And that goes back to what we were just talking about, is people that if you're utilizing what you do to make some money for something that you've done, you're putting in the work and the effort. Time and effort equals money. And anything that you do is what it should. When you go to work every day,
maybe not money, but value.
What's your job?
Yeah.
What's your job? I mean, if you work in a factory, you show up, you clock in, you work, they pay you.
Yeah.
All right. Say you got Pig Man. Check that dude out. He gets to go out and slay stuff all the time, and he makes a lot of money. I don't know how much he makes, but I'm sure he's got to be doing it, or he wouldn't have been in business this long. And it's because that's his job. This is my job now. Like I'm done with what I was doing before. This is a whole new chapter in my life that I'm opening. You're fixing to be done with school.
I got one more semester.
And so, yeah. And I mean, you're not a kid. You're a grown man. So now this is a chapter in life that you're opening as well. So
the great unknown.
And listen, I have called Alabama Power, and I've called the water company and told them. I said, look, I hog hunt, and I've got shirts and hats and cups and stuff. Is it okay if I don't pay the bills? And you know what they said? Well, sell some of them damn hats, cups, and shirts and shit and bring me some money.
Yeah.
That's how that works, people. Whether you're doing that or you're taking somebody on a guided hunt or you're a fucking electrical contractor down there in Florida sweating your ass off, you're getting paid.
You need to get paid.
You need to get paid for your time and your effort. If you run a bay pen.
It's either a nonprofit organization or it's a profit organization.
Exactly.
And even most nonprofits, their board members get paid.
Yeah, you got to.
You get paid a salary.
Listen, mine's not a 501c3 on this one. Mine's a 505.75 per week.
Hyphen in debt.
Yes, in whole. Because guess what? Them other people, they're not doing it just for the pride either. I got to pay them. You know, when you call and order something, it costs you money. So when you sell it, you don't, and that's something I've talked with quite a few guys about here at the store. There's a few of them. There's just a small group, for real. Just a very few that don't understand the concept of like a markup.
Yeah.
You know, say I've got, like we were just talking about with the hats, you know, $25 for a hat. Well, I've got $19
so
in it.
$25 hat.
And then
we had to buy
hundreds.
several dozen hats.
Exactly. You got to buy hundreds.
And so we had to invest several $100s of our money.
And hope that somebody buys it.
And hope. And so we get that investment. Mm-hmm. And do we be compensated on our time? We get a percentage of markup on just that. And then we had to buy the badges.
Well, that's
and then
what
we had
Walmart
to pay for
does.
our labor.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
It's simple business.
You know, but I just wanted to preach on that shit right there because it really bothered me. Is how the dog hunt community is supposed to be a community, but you've got a few people that really throw a wrench in it, and it's stupid.
That's right.
You got people out here that will give you dogs
that are worth $10,000.
Yes, I mean look at Pat Looney. I mean Uncle Pat, you better not slow down too much. And he's got people that are standing in line wanting pups, wanting
he's steadily
dogs,
putting dogs
and he's putting them out. And he could be making a fortune off them dogs.
It don't really matter what kind of dog you want. Because like I wanted a more of a running top hound, and that's what I got. And Carter wanted more of a running kicks dog, and I think that
rougher Carter,
yeah. However, the vocabulary is different everywhere.
Well, I mean that's what it is. But they all, like you said, they all run and put teeth
that's
on
what
it.
I would call it.
Yeah, they all run and put teeth on it.
And nail it, son of a bitch, if you can.
And it's one of those deals where, like, since we've been in the bay pen stuff, there's a lot of guys that when we first started going, you couldn't have bought a dog from them. You could have offered them whatever amount of money, and they would have been like, "Nah, we don't have nothing to sell." But
now, being in it for so long, I understand why they treated us like that.
Well, it's just like I did with the Jags. People would ask me about a puppy, and I was like,
"It just takes a while to filter through the shit."
The puppy is $2,500, and you got a 2-year waiting list. And they're like, "Oh no, I mean just like whatever. It don't matter." Well, it does matter. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be serious about it, or are you just trying to ruin something? And there's a lot of people out here that put a lot of time, work, and energy and money, tons of money and time into building a reputable kennel or a line of dogs. And they're supposed to sell you that shit for $100. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What is your problem? You do it. Build your own shit. Stop copying off everybody. Look, and if you want a dog from side, don't start complaining about how much it costs. Shut your mouth. You're the one asking for the dog. You need the fucking dog. I don't.
Exactly.
Jake doesn't need a dog. You do. You know what I'm saying? Randy doesn't need the damn bay pen dog.
We didn't ask
Well,
you
he
to
does,
buy
but I
it.
got good. This is my dog. Anyway, we ain't getting into that, Randy. We ain't getting into that. I'm telling y'all can get me fired up. Monday night, Jerry Lawler, coming for you at the Mid-South Coliseum. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I'm telling you, I'm fired up. Well, I got pissed off about somebody popping their mouth off, and he was like, "We'll bring $10,000 down here and let's see who's got the best dog." What is a hunt? What's a hunt? Right here.
To me, a hunt is an attempt to pursue a game animal and then harvest or catch it to some degree, whether that be tree or bay.
Exactly. It does.
Or,
Yeah, it doesn't
anything
matter.
like that. You have stopped this animal, you have pursued it, made it stop, and you make the judgment of whether you're going to harvest it or
How long does
attempt
that take
to
you to do that?
harvest it. Depends.
All right. Well, where are you going to do that?
Where the game's at.
Well, why would you do it?
To carry on tradition, and there's a multitude of reasons.
Exactly. See,
that's
for
a lot of people, it's spiritual.
That's my
for
topic.
A lot of people, it's tradition. A lot of people, it's multiple reasons, including those. Some of it's more just for sport. They just enjoy dogs. I know people that fucking run dogs all the time, and they don't kill anything.
Yep.
They just let them run it, and then they pull their dogs off and say, "Let's run another one."
A lot of guys that have deer dogs and rabbit dogs.
It could be for money. Some people have got.
I know a lot of guys that run their dogs like that, and they never shoot nothing out to them. I know a lot of bird hunters that do that too. I say a lot. I know several, but like that's the topic right here. That's what I wrote down a while ago when we were talking. And what I wrote down was who, what, where, and why. this is what the deal is with a hunt. Now we're going to get on to the topic of what we're really supposed to be talking about on this podcast, y'all. I had to just get that rant out of the way, or I had to mess around and slap shit out of somebody. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Who did it? I don't. I'm so confused.
I don't know. I'm just telling you. You
didn't even tell me who the comment was. So I'm confused. I'm so lost.
This is the whole deal about when they was running their mouth a couple weeks ago to Carter about bringing a dog down there.
Oh,
about
our best friend Chad.
I don't know who it was. It don't mean it's not important to me. They're like, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you got to come, but you had to go to where he was at and hunt at his place and do it on his terms. Oh, we're gonna get back in there. Hold on, we're gonna get right back. Wait a minute. We're going to take a pause from the actual topic because that's where we were going. Now we're going to jump back on that asshole. All right. So what you had to do all these qualifications to prove that your dog was better than his dog.
Yeah.
So
because
the way I look at it,
was fair.
Because it's $10,000. All right. True enough. I understand hunting for money or doing these things for money. Why could you not? If your dogs are that good,
why is it even for money?
Why is it for money? I just spank your ass. That's why I just spank your ass. That's like getting in a fist fight in the street.
When you take a man's pride, you can't buy that.
Why would you get in a fist fight in the street and be like, well, I ain't gonna fight you unless it's for $10,000, and we got to go over here to Walmart and we got to hide in a dumpster and take our clothes off. That's some of that weird fighting, I know, but. Why would you do that? Why just make shit out of them and run? That's what I do. I try to hit them way over there. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's why I got on the whole rant about all that, because it just pissed me off. And
in my personal opinion,
it's supposed to be an adult. All of us are supposed to be adults. And in the same thing, it was like, in Tusker's magazine, Sean Greenlee, I noticed, I read that article Sean put out, and Sean even, he done an article on this whole damn topic about this argument deal. And it's like, come on, man. You know, hey, my hat's off to Sean. I love reading his stuff. He's a good writer. You know, he does like the Florida Hog News and stuff for Tusker's magazine. Make sure y'all subscribe to it too. So it's been a topic for the past few weeks because it's just funny. You got somebody that says, I do guided hunts. I'm a guide. So you mean to tell me you promise people trophy boars and all this stuff and you never charge them nothing? So you're not making money off of hogs and dogs? But yet a guy buying a hat, paying for it, and then selling it and making about $2 for all his time and effort, and he tying his money up, that's somehow a lot worse. And so his dogs suck because of that.
I mean, from my personal opinion, Chad is approximately 5 foot even. It weighs about 100 pounds wet. And to me, it's a textbook case of little man syndrome, and his daddy didn't love him.
Something.
That's just a hunch. There's just a hunch. And, I'm not a trash talker.
I don't know him. Is that his name? 100%?
His name is Chad. Oh, I know. Because I tried to talk to Mr. Chad as a respectable person, and then he started being a bigot and a homophobe. And, hey, I get it. You don't have to support him, don't have to love him, but you can't hate him because that ain't right. Hate don't get nobody nowhere.
That's right. Don't be doing that shit. Don't do it.
You gotta love people from a distance sometimes, but still love them. Wish them the best. And I still wish Mr. Chad the best.
Yep.
Because I feel like his intentions is to protect something that is a tradition that is close to him, and he fears that we aren't doing it correctly. But I'm also concerned that the reason why he thinks we're not doing it correctly is because he's jealous, because he's not in a position to fulfill it.
I don't know. It's just.
But I don't know, because you can't have a civil conversation with him because he always starts acting ignorant.
Well, I see this picture.
I don't know. He blocked me. So
he's not friends with me anymore either. I thought we was friends.
I unadded him. And
WTF.
Yes, as Ronnie said, WTF.
So I got this. Did you see that picture where he's got the mask and the dog on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that's shit.
He was talking about Ryan and Carter being photo sluts. And then he did that, I guess for the 4th of July, because somehow America's independence has with dressing up like a teenager and killing shit.
Well, I mean, it don't matter if you're a teenager or not. See, now you're being racist on teenagers.
No, I was stereotyping.
Oh, stereotypical.
Yes.
Shit. Okay. I was just checking all this stuff out, man. I'm looking at these magazines, checking on Facebook while I'm on here, seeing all my social media shit. But anyway, that if you have dogs that are that good, I don't think you should have to hunt them for $10,000 on somebody else's property. They have competition hunts all the time, in different type hog tournaments that you can go do that, and you can say, hey, Ronnie Creek, when he's talking about doing, he's doing the Woods Hog Dog Hunter Rendezvous at the Boars Nest next month.
Mr. Ronnie's really sticking his neck out.
Well, I'm just saying what he said on the hunting part, and he was talking about the competition and the tournament hunts, was that really never says you have the best dog.
You just have the best dog that day in that competition in that pen.
I have to. Well, not in the pen. He's talking about like a hunt.
Yeah.
All right. If you're hunting tournament style hunts like the Sancton or whatever, that's what I'm talking more leaning to. What he said was you have the best property and the better health instead of just better dogs. And that does hold true a lot, because if you've got, say there's only one or two guys, say there's two guys that hunt together all the time, and you're hunting this big tournament, and these other guys, there's a 5-man team, 6-man team, whatever, and all of those guys are 20-year veterans, and they all have really good dogs, and they all have the best property around.
Yeah,
they should win.
You have to have pigs on your property to catch pigs.
That's what I'm saying. They should win.
And the better you know your property, the easier it is to catch pigs.
So it's one of those deals. I do understand that part, because like if you're hunting a national hunt or a multi-state hunt like we done with the Shankathon, you can get lucky, because and the reason we done the one boar hunt, the one big hog with the tusk, it's a combination, is because
regional difference.
Anybody can get one big hog. But now if it was a stringer event, it'd be hard for North Alabama, these areas, to really compete with lower Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, the areas further south that have a higher dense population of hogs. It would be hard to compete with that because we just don't have that hog population here. We have spots.
Yeah.
And there's true enough, there's some spot. We have a good spot, and we have a pretty, it's not a huge population, but we got a decent population of pigs. We got another place we can hunt down south that has a huge population of hogs. Very dense population. So if I was going to hunt tournament style, I'd be driving down there. That's, and like I said, if your dogs are that good, that's great. I mean, hell, that's good. But I don't think you should call somebody out and then talk shit about them and say, because they won't put up $10,000 and come hunt it, blah, 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 all that. Well, I tell you what, why in the world can we not have somebody find us a spot that's public land, and I will put up $10,000 to see them dogs go head to head? It don't cost you a damn dime. Where you at? Let me know. Simple. Yeah. All right, now on to what makes a hunt. We're done with that. Are you done with it? Or no?
Oh, yeah. That's what I had to say.
He already said it. You was talking bad, too, boy. Mean mouth. No, you're telling the truth, and that's what it is.
I respect what you, Chad, but that's just my opinion.
But that's the thing. Exactly. Everybody's entitled to it. Because you don't see things a certain way, there's no reason why somebody should say,
I don't have all the
I'm not going to be your friend, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, you just agree to disagree and move on.
I wish him the best.
So, in my eyes, which doesn't mean shit, except to me and what I can see, as far as what makes a hunt as a whole,
yeah,
I broke it down to where you got who, what, where, and why. Who are you hunting with? whose dogs you're hunting with or hunting alongside. What are you hunting? Where are you hunting at? And why are you hunting? Like you said a while ago, there's a purpose. And you explained to me what I think a hunt is. You explained that's what the action of the hunt is.
Mm-hmm. By definition.
By definition,
the
yes.
verb to hunt, or like the verb.
Exactly. All right. So to me, it's like, who am I hunting with? Like we were just talking about going to North Carolina. I didn't really even know those guys. But to me, that was one of the best hunts we've ever been on. And it was because of who we hunted with.
Yes.
It was awesome. Like I said, it wasn't of course we were going on after a different quarry. We were going on a bear hunt. Turned into, and we ran a bear. We treated the bear several different times. It just didn't want to cooperate, and we were limited to where we could go from there. Once the bear crossed the road. So after the bear crossed, we just picked him up.
Yeah.
And then, but it's one of those deals being with those kind of people. We were after a different thing than what we normally would do.
Yeah.
It made the perception, that's why I said what makes a hunt. Yeah. Everybody's different. Some people, it's all about numbers. Yeah. What are we stacking up?
To me, like the only difference between hunting hog and bear, it was exactly that. Instead of hunting hogs, I'm hunting
one
bear.
goes in a tree sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in a tree. To me,
which there has been a hog tree before too.
Yeah, I've seen some few laid over trees and they climb up them.
Yeah.
Hogs will get away. I've seen them
get out of here.
Jump off cliffs, they're crazy. But to me, the principle stays the same. Take your game animal, learn it, pursue it, try and get it. And then for me, like you said, what makes a hunt? Okay, so we know what. So like I said, for me, my definition of a hunt is pursuing a game animal in an attempt to catch or kill it, or trap it, or close it, however you want to say it. And for me personally, I have a mandatory byproduct of having a good time and hunting with good people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go hunting with good people and have a good time.
We hunt more than one time with you.
We like you.
It's good. It's a good time.
Now, there's been times where we had bad hunts with good people. Sometimes shit happens.
We've had that happen. And there's been times where I've hunted with people and I'm like, I will never, ever go with this rascal or whatever. And it's not because them as a person, it's just they might hunt different.
Yeah, and sometimes it just doesn't mix.
Sometimes just, I don't know. And then the next thing is, okay, so we covered the who and the what. Where? All right, we were in North Carolina. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, ever. Rough country. It's tough. So when you get done, you're tired, wore out.
Yeah.
Your blood's pumping. You at certain times you're thinking, oh, am I going to pass out, or whatever.
Yeah.
You feel alive. Or you feel like you're dying, one of the two. So,
I feel like I was alive for a while.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, why would you do it? You know what I'm saying? If it was all just I hunted just for money, I mean, where would the love of the dogs come in? Where would the camaraderie come in?
And some people do it a lot, mainly just for meat.
Mm-hmm.
I know several people.
Oh, yeah.
They want to catch hogs as easy as possible because they eat them and they don't hunt. They hunt in spurts. They go and kill a bunch one week and I can't think of anybody directly off the mind just with talking with older gentlemen. And maybe it's not as common now, but I know it definitely used to be. Like I've read in like Ed Barnes' book, In Pursuit of Hog Dogs, like we talk about having ear notches and you have a sounder and you might just check on those hogs. You go bay them up and just kind of go in there and look at them. The hell, it gets fall time. They've been eating on them acorns. You go in there and you nail them boars you castrated in the spring.
Oh, exactly. I talked to a guy earlier today, and that's what he was talking about. He had cut a hog. He lives in a different state. He had cut a hog and notched his ears and turned him loose. It still goes on. Now, I don't know 100% like if, say in that scenario, and so you listeners, guys and gals out there, if you live in an area where it's legal to catch, cut, and notch your hogs, can you give us a little more insight on like the notching?
Yeah.
So say we catch this hog over here and we cut him and we put our notch on him, our marks, and somebody else catches him over here and kills him.
Yeah.
How does that work? Because I know used to,
Yeah, I mean, that's how the Hatfields and McCoys started.
Yeah, I mean, is it still like that today? Because I mean, we don't live
And like, I know there's different family notches and stuff like that, but I know like commercially raised hogs, like that, like one ear means like this is the litter, and then the other ear means the piglet it was in the litter or something like that.
Yeah,
something
that's just Because I used to keep up with all that stuff, but I don't do the commercialized stuff anymore. Yeah, hard headed, big old stinking. You can have a domestic hog pen, and that son gun will stink to the high heavens. But you can take, and I'm not saying
like most of the wild hogs,
like wild hogs, they don't smell like that.
No, necessarily.
Now they have a tug, like
they have a musk.
Testosterone musk. You smell that old boar hog.
You catch an otter, like coons have that. Like every animal, like when you catch, like to me, like one of the most notable ones is a gray squirrel. Like in my mind, I could picture what a gray squirrel smells like every day of my life, and that's just their natural musk.
That's right, and that's what I'm saying. But like domesticated hogs, I don't know.
They smell bad.
You can
get it, like if you ever get that pig shit on your
get it off your hands. And that's not a mud hole. That's a shit hole. It sticks with you.
Who did we have a discussion with that about? I think it was Aaron Schenkel one time. I think
that's somebody we need to get on here. We need to get Mr. Aaron Schenkel Gun Dog, Val Hank Rook.
The man, the myth, the legend.
That guy right there has done so much with dogs. It's crazy.
That's a sandbagging this guy ever met.
Yeah,
he's like so nonchalant.
Don't say much. He's like, I'm chilling. I am the man. Yeah. But like every dog that I've ever been around, he's been top notch.
Yeah, which I haven't hunted with Mr. Aaron since I was probably 12.
Yeah, probably 12, 14. Maybe
really when I was old enough to like, I didn't have to miss many more hunts. I could go on the weekend stays and stuff like that.
I don't know if he hunts a whole lot now or not. I mean, like social media was one way that we communicated some, and we, message each other every now and then. I'd have my ass kicked for not, reaching out more than what I do. But he done a lot with the draught and bird crosses, draught jags, and just a whole multitude of everything. And then him and Clay,
they're
the ones that started with the Airedale crosses that we have the high terriers now. They were the ones that the founders of that for us.
I remember. I think it was the same weekend because we had brought an Airedale. We had gotten it from Roger and we took it down in Airedale.
The dog's name was May or April or something.
I have a photo of it on my phone that I still see sometimes. Yeah, because we didn't even bring a dog box. She was so well mannered. We just let her out in the back seat. Yeah. She was real cool. And then we went down there and we worked that huge cane corso. That was the biggest dog. That was a sharp looking dog. Yeah. She was nice.
Yeah, that dog was legit. Like, I mean, he hadn't messed with it. That's why he was like, he said, well, mess with it, while you're here, check her and, try it out for me if you don't mind. He was busy doing some other stuff. I said, all right. She had no problem catching hold at all. She was a tank too, buddy. Yeah. Athletic.
How much that dog weigh? 85, 90 pounds at least?
Minimum. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
I'm not that good.
She was real. Those bigger dogs,
cut. Just that we don't have many over the 70, 80 pound mark.
No, I don't.
I mean, Hitch is one of the biggest dogs.
It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, Hitch is one of the biggest dogs we have.
Well, we got Blue. Blue, he's a killer. He's a bad dude.
Oh, he kills a biscuit.
110 pounds of soft, cushiony loving. That's my boy. I was trying to sick him on Kimmel. I was like, get her. He goes over there, jumps on the couch, and licks the pillow. I was like, God almighty, hope nobody ever breaks in on us. But then we got Charlie. So Charlie's 2.5 pounds of hard, solid rock.
Ever seen the animated version of the Grinch?
Yeah, that's Charlie.
That's what Charlie looks like. The animated version of the Grinch. Well, his dog looks the same.
That hair. Oh,
he always looks so greasy.
He's a dirty little dude.
I love that little dog, though. He's funny.
He's a dirty little dude. that say, yeah, you could take that right there, like Ryan was saying, taking little snippets of me doing dumb shit like that and TikTok it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, might have to do that. Dirty little dude. You know?
I just think of
Then you could see me in my American flag track shorts with them 18-inch tall boots on.
You and Chris Nello's.
Man, my partner Chris, Tyler Sladen.
I love them guys. It's such a good time.
Andrew didn't have no shorts that day though, did he?
But he's got the best mustache I've ever seen.
Yeah. Ryan Rankin, now he grows a stash.
That's
that's a man.
Okay.
That's a different kind of guy.
Andrew Stagnant has a great mustache.
You know who should grow a huge mustache? Like Zach Dombrowski. He shouldn't grow. He's got one. He's like this. I mean, like it's amazing.
That fucks.
If he could have, if Pat Lewing grew a mustache,
can he grow facial hair?
Is he old enough?
I don't know.
He's old enough to grow facial hair.
I've never seen him have any stubble. So, like, because I know
because he's not lazy. He gets up and shaves, takes care of himself. He don't look like us. Come on now.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, get with the
program.
program.
I feel like shit doesn't mean I have to look like shit.
Oh my God.
I was almost convinced I didn't.
I do.
I didn't get ID'd for the first time the other day, and I was like, man, I've really gone down in the past 6 months.
It gets worse as you get older.
I think it was the other day. I've been over.
Is that your grandbaby? I'm like, hell no, I ain't even old enough to be a grandpa.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah,
but
it's horrible.
Yeah, if Pat could grow, if he would, I'm sure he can. But if he would grow one of those mustaches, like Zach's got, comes out, it's got them big handlebars, curls up. God, dog. Let me tell you something.
We'd have to get him a cane to beat the women off. That's what we should get, Pat. A cane.
Cane. He can make cane. We get Ed Barnes to make one. Ed he can make anything.
Ed
I mean, the guy, look.
It's like
he took a doodle and a chihuahua and made a running dog. No, not really. He could.
Like, did he ever say?
He could. He probably could.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I think that's what Goose is. Yeah. I mean, who said that? Who's that asking me that? It's like, is that a Walker dog? About Goose? Like, that's not a damn Walker. What's wrong with you?
No, I have no clue who said that.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody.
It's probably one of these fucking cooners.
I don't know.
Who it was. But
it's probably he.
I would say the most interesting group of hunters that we encounter is by far the coon hunters.
Yes.
Because you never know what kind of person you're going to meet.
No.
Which is also the biggest population of dog hunters I'd say we have here.
Where we're at, for sure.
Because, like, this guy, he's a multi-millionaire. This guy's got 2 pennies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you just never know.
Yep.
You never know.
That's kind of the way the bait pen stuff is. The bait pen world, you never know.
Yeah, I've met a lot of interest.
You never know who you're talking to. You'll talk to this guy, and he's on radio stations, TV stations, and all this stuff. And then the next guy, he literally hawked his shit and sold stuff just to get there. And they're both competing for the same thing, had to pay the same amount to get in there. So, you know, that's why I like that part right there.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's like that's kind of like what I was talking about the whole, what makes a hunt deal. The people that you go with, the people that you're around, the dogs that you have, whether you could take puppies out or old dogs or or dogs that are just putting it together or whatever, it's the same thing. It's a process. Like we've went to that. I don't know how many times. It's a process. You stay true to it, and you'll have the outcome. Yeah. You just got to stay true to it. Keep the right recipe going no matter what you're doing.
I feel like almost everybody has the same goal, which is to produce good dogs under a good name.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
And then perfect that to a point where you're the best or one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I've read just my observation.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say. Because, like you said,
if you put the time in
the guy with the least amount of money, he sold everything he had. He's putting it all in.
Because he wants it.
He wants it.
And the guy that already has the monetary value, the funding, and all that stuff, he's there because he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. That's the way, that's the game.
You have to go get it.
Yeah.
Nobody gives it to you.
Because if you want to be the absolute best, a lot of people talk about their first dogs were the best dogs they ever had. And it's because you put so much time in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you only had, say, one or two, three dogs, like especially on the hog. Well, it's not even hog hunting. This could be coon hunting.
It's just
anytime.
because your expectations were lower back then.
Well, one thing, like I said,
people.
well, I understand that,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying you will put more time into your first dog,
Yeah.
regardless, because you want it. Once you get where you've done it for 20 years, a lot of people still put that time in it. But a lot of people start to fall off. Me, myself, I have. I don't put as much time into the dogs personally as I used to.
Yeah.
You and your brothers, y'all put more time into them, you know, but that's what keeps it rolling.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of that got started, because you got hurt.
But that's not an excuse. It's just one of them deals. I just didn't do it. There's a multitude of ways, not making excuses. I just didn't do it. And so the amount of time you put in dogs, that also is going to be what makes your hunt.
Yeah.
Honestly, because if you got dogs that, say, there's a lot of people that want to make sure that dog will load up.
Yeah.
Like that dog will mind. He'll come back when it's
good
called.
manners.
Yes, have a handle on them. They'll want to do that before they ever take him hunt.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't give a shit about that until that dog's hunting. If that dog ain't going to hunt, why did I put all that time and effort into doing all that?
Yeah. Which is why we have a lot of what we call puppy days.
Yep.
There's a lot of days where we're like, hey, the goal's not really even to catch a pig.
It's just to get these puppies out.
Just to go hunting with the puppies.
Yeah.
And teaching them things. And we take extra time to work on the loading up, coming out of the box, taking extra time with the collars.
But they're really not puppies. They're young. They're young.
Yeah,
I mean,
young dogs.
They're technically they're puppies, but most of them are 6 months old, up to a
I'd
year
say the
old.
youngest one we would take is 6. Usually they're 8 to 10 months.
Yes, I like for mine to get older, that mental maturity, and it's so much easier to me.
The only thing we try to do is leash break them at the house.
Look at Cindy. How hard was that to do with her? Get in the truck.
That dog wants to just do whatever.
Exactly. She jumps in the
Cindy
truck.
Come here and now, does she want to cast?
No. But now she'll burn a pit. She'll bay the hell out of
when
pig.
she sees him, she's like, this is what we're doing.
Exactly.
She just doesn't want to cast, but that's the only way I've tried to hunt her so far.
I've only hunted her really one time, twice.
Because we've been hunting her in North Carolina, and then she ended up getting cut down.
Yeah.
And
before we even got to hunt, we went to a pen over there to catch some shoats.
And she made a rookie mistake.
She grabbed a hold of one of
the
biggest boar hogs in her teeth.
Bluff her, and he didn't bluff her.
No, that's something.
But I will say one thing is she didn't really whine, but she didn't really she quit. By definition, she did quit, but she just came right back to me.
She didn't quit. She stopped.
Yeah, she was.
You know what I'm saying? To me, there's a difference.
She knew she was hurt.
There's a difference in quit and stopping. Like if she got hit and she went to hollering and laid down and crawled out, that's quit. To me, that's a quit.
Yeah.
You know, if a dog stopped, even after she got hit, she went back and started, and then she's like, shit, she couldn't breathe. I mean, she's sitting here blowing air. Yeah. So we ain't gonna get into all that, but because there's probably somebody listening that can't help.
But I'll say one thing about Cindy is she let me look at her, let me work on her, let me doctor her up. And I think she could tell that, hey, I'm here helping. Yeah. And I know that dog has high pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. Because she got one hit and it went right down into the main artery, like in her leg. And I stuck my finger in there to clean it out.
Mm-hmm. She never even moved.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time when you're digging in deep on dogs like that, there's a few people there. You were by yourself. We didn't know you were still over there at first.
Yeah.
We were trying to catch Matt.
Yeah.
Matt decided he was going to bay all day.
Yeah.
He said, look at here. Now, if that son of a gun had more direct eye contact on a hog, he'd be good in a bay pen competition.
Which I think Matt just needs to get a lot of his confidence up. I feel like that dog doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself.
I think it's because he's been around with other dogs so much. He's never really had to be on his own.
But
But he will do it by himself. Like he's by himself there for 2 hours.
Which I know Matt road hunts pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I think that's might be what we need to do with Cindy is road hunt or something. But I know when we went hunt last Sunday, I know like the first cast, Cindy didn't go 10 feet and then came back and warmed my feet right back up.
Yep.
And so I put her in the box, deprived her of it, and then we went and made another drop. She went probably just a little further, not much. Mm-hmm. But that last one, when we were casting that thicket, she went out about 50 yards. And then she came back. She's the first dog back. But she did end up going a little further. I think that might be what it's going to take is just the repetition. And then again, she might
not be a cast dog.
Yeah, not every dog makes a cast dog. But if we can have a cast dog, if you have a cast dog, you can go from there for sure. Because in my opinion, casting is probably the hardest thing to get a dog to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on, like I said, it depends on how you're hunting. Yeah. The style of hunt that you normally would do. Because in that scenario there, we had a hog bay down there in the creek. And once we got up there, like she still didn't even know that's the objective.
Yeah, I mean,
but
she's
once she
on a
seen
chain
the pig,
at the house.
that's what I'm saying. Once she seen the pig, she done what she's supposed to do.
Yeah,
I mean that's all you got to worry about.
She's just inexperienced.
She'll do that. That's exactly right. You can't. Some dogs will jump out of the box and take off running and go. Yeah. And I've seen dogs, every kind of breed of dog, take off and throw rocks at you and just smoke it. Mm-hmm. And then some bitches don't find nothing. Yeah. They'll run past stuff to go out here and act a fool. And then they'll hunt their way back and get lucky and pick up something. There's a lot of coon dogs that do that. There's a lot of coon dogs that'll blow out there, and then when they're coming back, they'll pick one up. And I don't care for that. I'd rather a dog be closer range, but accurate.
Way out.
But get with it. Don't be lying. Don't be telling me all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you're over here and you're running that track, finish that track. Yeah. Run it.
Unless I tone you off.
Yeah. And sometimes
if you don't want to quit them, I can't really get that mad at you, buddy. I'm going to try my best to avoid ever shocking the dog.
Well, that's stuff nobody wants to talk about. Yeah. That stuff, what you just said, nobody wants to talk about that because there's going to be people out there that say you should never, ever tone a dog or shock a dog to come off a game.
Sometimes you have to.
And exactly. Sometimes you have to. And you might not have to do it where you live at, but where we live at, you do.
There's confrontation.
My nephew was in here yesterday. He had shot a deer on their property. The deer went to a neighboring property. He got down. They could see it right over there. Walked across there, had a flashlight. They called the game warden. The game warden come out. That's a $4,000 worth of fines right there. You don't have the right to go.
We do not have a right to retrieve law.
Exactly. You have to, if you want to get your dog, you have to contact the landowner.
And
then you have to do the game warden.
If your dog's harassing livestock, they can shoot your dog. And so if my dog is running a hog track through a cow pasture, it's like, and if I know that farmer doesn't like me or doesn't like dogs, I'm gonna stay away from it. Which luckily,
if you know you're not supposed to be there at all, don't be there.
Exactly. And I mean, really, basically, unless we're hunting at night, that's about the only time that we might stretch it and just say, hey, we're going to go knock on these people's doors and just ask to go get our dog. And that usually works. People don't like being their doors knocked on a lot. But typically, if we're going to hunt a spot one of a few times, we're going to talk to the neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
At least talk to somebody and get them to talk to the neighbors.
I try to, if I see somebody outside, it don't matter, I'll stop them like a damn Bible salesman. I'm running all over the place. Yeah. I knock on your door. And then if they say, hey, I don't care, I reach right in the console and I got me a little form right there that says, I, so-and-so right here, give Joey and his party that's with him permission to either, and it'll have either hunt and fish, trap, or whatever. Fill it in, it's easy. And then they have to sign that. It's a very, very simple thing. It takes about a minute to do that.
And it makes the landowner feel a lot better because they have a copy, we have a copy, and it shows that, hey, that landowner has no liability for anything that happens to us.
And I've been doing stuff like that for years and years. And now it's a business.
And some people it scares them away. Some people, you get out paperwork and they're like, go on.
And I don't know why that is, but
it's like it protects you.
It's like they think that they're signing over their land to you to own or something, and I don't get it. But if you don't do that, then they're going to be like, well, somebody could get hurt and sue me, or this could happen, or whatever. Yes, it can. But if you sign off on stuff, then that's more protection than you had.
Yeah,
100%. Because at the same instance, if my dogs do go around there, I'm going to go get my dogs. You know, whether I'm going to just walk over there and get them, or whether I knock on the door or whatever. Last weekend we were hunting. We wound up getting off our property on somebody else's. I sent a text and said, hey, our dogs are up here. And that we were literally like 60 yards, 70 yards across the property line.
Yeah. With hunting clubs,
Most
it's
people
typically
would
not as
never even take the time to do that. But they could have cameras out or whatever. I make sure to keep a good working relationship with all our landowners around us. I know there's some up there that don't care. I know there's some up there that do care.
bad. So they care more than they should.
Yeah, they get to freaking out on it because they are going to hunt these hogs during deer season and shoot all of them.
And kill everyone.
They're going to
there is.
eradicate every single hog there is with a 270.
And we have to let them break their own hearts.
And then that's the, hey, do it to it, baby. Do it to it. And then call me in a few
What's the
months.
longest one that's ever waited? 2 years? That we had originally spoke to?
A couple years, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's just a couple years. And I'm like, it is what it is. And I've actually had to turn several of them down. I'm like, look, I got so much stuff, I can't take care of this.
We tried to help you.
Mm-hmm. Well, trying to tell you, like, hey, we can do this, these are the options. Well, it's deer season, and they don't want to do this or that. And I understand that. I mean, that's the way it happens. A lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have a ton of money tied up in their deer hunting, and that's a good thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of hunting it is because people that buy a hunting license, that's why we can hunt. So guys out there that strictly hunt from a stand or what they strictly bow hunt or whatever, it takes all of us to make the world go round in the hunting industry. So without those kind of people there, their attitudes could be a lot better, but we got to have them in there too.
And say, we're all on the same team, just not everybody realizes that.
Yeah. Some of us are in a different league. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah, mentally.
We're all playing the same game. That's it. All the dog hunters need to be on the same team. So, with that being said, we being a part of the hog dogging world that we're in. Since we started this store, we see so many other genres. Guys that just strictly coon hunt, squirrel hunt, rabbit hunt,
fox pens,
bird dogs, running
deer
pens,
dogs.
and they support us.
Yeah.
And we have actually got several of these groups together, and what we're working on now is starting a Dog Hunters Alliance here, and we've got a little bit of paperwork to do to get it done. But if any of y'all are interested in that, contact me or Nate. Let us know. You can hit us on Facebook, on Messenger, or what. That's usually one of the easiest ways. Instagram, anything.
About halfway done doing the rough draft for the business plan, and that's really what we just have to finalize. And then I'm just waiting to hear back on as far as the filing for the nonprofit organization.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be another month and a half, 2 months roughly, maybe longer, maybe shorter. I don't know. Just play by ear.
I've talked to our state dog hunters association and several other, branches of that to get a few of their guys to come in here and let's get that set up to where we can all work together, where it all coincides together, where we can be, everybody can work together to try to get some laws changed and to keep laws from being changed for the worse.
Yes.
We want to try to, it's the craziest thing in the world because, right now, we can run hog dogs during the day, right now.
Yeah.
But we cannot run them at night.
Nope.
In this deer season for us. So after deer season goes out, immediately the next day, you can hog hunt at night, but with a gun, with a thermal and a scope.
Yeah, we're not allowed to hunt hogs at night with a dog or a knife until a special night.
May 16th.
And that doesn't come in
through September.
And then during our turkey season, you can't run dogs for anything after 3 a.m. So that eliminates all daytime hunting. So during turkey season, until the special nighttime season comes in, which I think they moved it back to May 6th again. I think so. In Alabama. And I don't think turkey season goes out until
May 8th.
Yeah.
We just looked it up a while ago.
So you get like 2 days during turkey season. Other than that, you just sit on your hands because legally you're not allowed to do anything. Now, we could go thermal hunt, but we couldn't take a dog. But right now, you can't really do either.
So I don't know.
It's a headache.
That's why you got to make sure you try to get your votes in for the right people. And I know sometimes that doesn't even work, but I never thought I'd be one of those guys that wanted to join forces and to work and let's do this and that. I was always kind of like, look, that's y'all. You do whatever the hell you do, and I'm doing what I'm doing. That attitude is not the right attitude to have.
No.
Because I have literally I have sat by and I'm honest about it. Like, I haven't done anything. What can I do? I have literally watched it go from doing whatever I wanted to do, whenever, no seasons. Hogs were reduced to domestic livestock upon capture.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went to, well, you can't move a live hog.
Yeah.
Because you could keep it on the same property, but you couldn't move it. No transport. Then it went to nothing. You can't have a live hog at all. You have to kill them upon capture, no matter if it's in a trap, with dogs, whatever. Immediately upon capture, they have to be dispatched. Yeah. Then it went from that to they took away all night hunting with dogs. We had 0 night hunting for 2 seasons, 2 years.
I think the special nighttime season came back when I was in 10th grade.
Yeah, well, they came up with that special nighttime season shit, which, I mean, I'm thankful that we at least have that. But I cannot sit here and bitch and complain when I didn't do nothing to try to either stop it or to prevent it or to try to get some ground back. So here we are at this time in my life where now I got to do something, or my son is not going to be able to take my grandkids and go do what I like to do and what they like to do. They're going to be where we can't carry on heritage and tradition that we've had for how many years, you know?
Our special nighttime season now does not come in until May 16th.
That's what I just said, May 16th a while ago. May 16th through September. But now you can do a thermal hunt from February 11th to November the 1st.
Yeah. And on the special nighttime season, it's dogs only. No firearms allowed.
Dog and knife only. That's it. You can carry a lot. You can't
even have a pistol.
Nope, you cannot carry a firearm with you at all.
But if you go put your dogs up in the box and then you get out a thermal, you can shoot one with an AR-15.
Sure. And now I have a guy I know. He said the game warden in his area told him, "Oh, it's fine. You can hunt at night, February 11th, through November 1st with dogs and a knife." That's not the way it's written.
I would say that's a very big shortcoming in most of Alabama.
Something's going to happen. They're going to stop. They're going to stop one of them, or they'll have to combine them because there's too much confusion.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just combine them.
Well, because of turkey season. If you look on that, like I said, they got
during turkey season. That's why.
I understand exactly.
But I will also acknowledge that Alabama, as a whole state, is now dealing with the issue, whereas for like hundreds of years, they were really just below like Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. Yep. They weren't really far up.
And there was pockets of them. Yeah. 7 Mile Island, Bankhead, and at the Tennessee state line, there were pockets. Yeah. And that was 20 years ago. And
now they have them in every county.
Yes, in less than 20 years, it went from half the counties to all the counties. That quick.
Yeah. And I acknowledge that legislation moves slow. Yeah. Nothing in the government is quick, and no bills are passed. It takes hours and hours. And,
well, the only time they were passed fast was when they eliminated it.
Yeah.
Now, those were passed quick. And so how come those? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we need to have
it's like just
a lawyer
another
and a lobbyist.
Yes. So just give me another $15 license because I know you want to get paid. And, hey, maybe set up with some proceeds of these licenses go to damage for farmers. Because I know most farmers, as long as you do the correct paperwork and everything filed correctly, you can get a lot of grants from hog damage. I don't know any specifics.
I know quite a few farmers that have filed, though, and they don't qualify.
Yeah.
And that's – but now you can have a hunting club or a lease and file for the same damage. and they'll get you a trap. They'll get USDA coming in and take care of it for you and all this stuff. So why would any farmer not qualify? Any. So I don't know. It's one of those deals. So that's why I bring that topic up all the time and talk about it. But we're actually making steps in the right direction. And so once we do this, we're going to have it to where, of course, it's a nonprofit organization. We'll have an account. There'll be a fee to join, and at any time, this is what we're looking at doing. And I don't know exactly how we're doing. I mean, it's something that's in the works. Is you will basically have an app that you can go on and you can see how much money's in that account every day, where each one of it is, what each thing is. It won't be like one of these things where you're paying to join this association and you don't know what's there. It's going to be like, this is exactly what's there. You can see it every day. Because I have an app for my money and stuff that my investments and all that. I go on there and it's got a breakdown. It tells me what my money's doing every day. Take that same style or same platform and do it that way. Or all you have to have is just the account. That's how much money's in it. If there's any money that's moved, bam, this is what it was for. Simple, easy. A lot of people don't want to use apps like that because they have something to hide. I don't have nothing to hide. You got anything to hide? No. Exactly. So why should there ever be any doubts? So that way, when we get all this stuff right here rolling, you want to join up, we're going to take all the money that we can raise, we're going to have a lawyer and a lobbyist. In order to change the law, you have to have somebody that knows the law and knows how to work that system. I don't know enough about it to go down there and do that. Do you? Most people don't. And it's not necessarily about just knowing the law. It's about knowing how to work with those people.
Yeah.
And I use the term those people. I don't mean it in a bad way, but you have to know how. It's just like being a carpenter. You have to know how to work with a contractor or a homeowner or whoever. You got to know how to work with what you're doing.
Yes.
So y'all keep that in mind. We'll keep you informed on that. I guess that's going to about wrap this one up. We got to make sure that we've got, we got one or two announcements. We got an announcement on the field staff. We're going to start taking some field staff.
Yeah. I'm probably going to send out a message either tomorrow or Tuesday. And it will, I don't know. I'm probably going to do it largely just through Messenger. I might make a very large group chat because I think most of the people are on Facebook. And I'll send you basically the paperwork on, hey, this is what you get if you do this. This is why I think you'd be a good fit. And then if you want the application, then you give me your information and I'll send it to you. And if you want to nominate somebody, if you think somebody would be a good fit, or if you want to do it yourself because you think you'd be a good fit, then please get in contact with us and we'll give you the application and we'll go from there.
Yeah, because it's going to be one of those deals. We're growing constantly. Like I said, this is my job now. So this is what I got to do. I got to be the best that I can be, and we got to produce more and more. So with that being said, on the field staff part, it comes with perks.
Yeah.
We got products that we make. We got products that we use, products that we sell.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody to put those out there in the field and use them. Yeah. So you'll be getting
test, help design.
Exactly.
You can potentially have your own line of products. Basically, if your application is approved and you do get to join the field staff, you get 20% off all products. And then you also get a code that you can use for your friends and followers and things like that, where they will also receive a 10% discount on products as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
that's why we're going to be picky about it too.
Yeah.
It's not one of those deals where just anybody, it's an invitation only kind of deal for the most part, unless somebody that we invite or say anything to, unless they know somebody else that they think would do better or would be a better fit.
Yeah.
Also, got the online store. Y'all make sure you go check it out. if you live in another state and you order online, you don't have the whole sales tax deal to deal with us.
Shipping, but
and shipping, that's it. But that's what I'm saying. If you order a certain amount, you'll save money doing it that way.
Yeah.
We've got several events that's coming up. We've went over them in the other episodes. Right off the top, we got hogbaying.com, Downsville, Louisiana. That'll be in 2 weeks.
That weekend of the 20th.
Yep, weekend of the 20th. Make sure you get down there. Come see us. We'll be there. If you have any items that we sell that you want, if you want to go ahead and order them or pre-order, or send us a message, or like I said, get online, you can find us, and we'll make sure to have them. Let's see, we got. I was trying to think what else we got. We got Broughton Island. There, February, we got Mr. Ronnie. He's doing his event the last February 19th, that weekend.
El Perro Loco is supposed to be having a day.
El Perro Loco. They got one coming up. Boars N Broads, they're having their hunt first week of March. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next month and a half or so. Make sure y'all try to, if you can't be there and attend, hey, at least give them some traffic on social media. Something. Support it all any way that you can. We got a ton of people that help us do what we do. Want to say thanks to Showtime Dog Feed. I mean, it's really changed the game on our dogs and the way they perform. It's not a bad dog food. I mean, that's the whole reason, like what we're doing now. A lot of it, like the store part, that's the reason we're doing that. We're also a distributor. So if you're in the East Mississippi area, mostly from central Alabama north, which actually just about all of Alabama, we have a distributor down south. I think there's one, maybe two, all the way over, I guess, to the Tennessee state line. Holler at us. Let us know if you have a small business, a feed store or something like that, and you're interested in selling this product. Let me know. Like I said, we can accommodate you. Also, Southern Cross Cut Gear. We can't say nothing bad about it. Like I said, it's kept all our dogs going. We've got several customers that have come in and bought it, and literally within the first 2 weeks, they're like, I couldn't tell you how many times it literally saved my dog's life right off the bat.
I mean, it's really nice when you take a brand new catch vest and you can fold it up.
Oh yes,
and you don't have to put it in a backpack. Break it in.
Yeah, hell no, there ain't no break-in period on that stuff. Not anything. I mean, even their biggest.
It's like one day of running, it's
it's ready to go, and so
it's more just the fibers are kind of stretched. It's really not even
exactly. Then we also we got Dan's. They're briar-proof products. We carry those. Great stuff. We're also an authorized Garmin dealer now, and we've actually we're working on some stuff in the Garmin deal where we want to try to bring that into our hog baying world a little bit more. So we'll keep you informed on that. We got our rep. She's really interested in what the bays are and stuff like that. And if we can get that incorporated in there, man, that's a huge step.
Yes.
Because I know guys that run hog dogs. We all have, if you run a Garmin, you got 1 or 2 or 3 systems, and then you got 3, 4, 6, 10 collars. There's not a lot of other genres of hunting that do that. Like beagles, the guys that run deer dogs or rabbit hunt or maybe run like big fox pens or something like that, you might have a bunch of collars for your dogs, but generally, hog hunters, we spend a lot of money on tracking systems.
And it constantly gets broke.
Oh, all the time. And if it gets broke, guess what? You can send it to us.
Yeah, or buy a new one.
Yeah.
Well, most hog hunters, when they break stuff, it's actually broke.
It's tore up.
It's not defective. It's broke.
But we do repairs as well on Garmin, on the handhelds and the collars. Some stuff we can't because it's so old, outdated. We can't get parts or something like that.
Sometimes it's just the parts market because everything you're getting is aftermarket stuff. Everything's off eBay and stuff like that. So sometimes I can fix it. Sometimes I can't.
Yeah, it's one of them deals. It just depends. So we also just got on board with Native Scents. It's they got like deer urine, all different types of scents for deer hunting. It's really a big seller here in Alabama. We also sell Alabama All Game. It's an attractant mineral for deer, and it works on hog. I'm telling you, I don't know what he's putting in it, but it works. I promise you. You can take a small bag, dump it in a 50-pound bag of corn, sling it out there. They would come tear that shit up for real. So, other than that, just want to say a quick thank you to Tuskers Magazine, Boars N Broads, Texas Tusk,
Texas Board
Texas
Company.
Board Company, all our buddies and friends out there in the social media hog dog world. Big shout out to my man Ed Barnes, Uncle Pat, Jake Lacano. I could go. There's a list about 14 miles long on that one. I can't just get into naming names. Thanks to Willie at Laser to Leather and Mr. Paul Greenwood, Boar's Nest. They always really support everything.
They're wonderful.
They support everything. My man at Crockett Taxidermy, thanks Chris, will been with us from day one. If you have anything out there, he's in Texas.
Arizona, Texas.
Yeah, and he does like his taxidermy, his bobcats and foxes, mountain lions. Shit, I'm talking about them cat faces look real, and that's a hard thing to do. You know, I mean, it really is. So, if you need anything like that done, Crockett Taxidermy, that's your man right there. So, we just wanted to take a minute because a lot of times we don't get to say a lot of people's names because we're always cutting it down or we're cutting it close. We're so busy. It's raining today, and I'm rambling on. So that's how you get it, you know. So make sure to support who supports you, and if they don't support you, well, that's their damn problem. You just keep on keeping on, baby. So till next time, we out.
Thank you.